this applies to every content creator or can apply. You will actually find a lot of change in my feed, like the kind of content which I am making. Like I keep on experimenting a lot with my content, and people may judge my work, you may criticize my
Yeah.
work, but I judge my work a lot. If I don't like something about anything, be it a picture, be it a video, caption, title, whatever it is, I immediately want to change it from the next time. So I guess it is also a great practice which just happened in me, and it actually works, like it actually helps me a lot, that I judge my work and I immediately want to change it for the better of cause.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Impulse Books podcast episode 6, and we have with us Sakshi Saxena. No, let me just rephrase that. We have with us Books with Sakshi. So, how are you, Sakshi? How are you doing?
I'm absolutely doing fine.
Yeah, so before we go into in depth in the chat, I would like to tell something about the Sakshi. She's a book blogger and she's also a book reviewer. So yeah, I will get back to it, that what is book blogger and book reviewer is, because Sakshi is going to explain it. So yeah, Sakshi, can you please tell me that what is this thing called the book blogging, or a book reviewer? What is this?
Okay, so I would say that blogging is something we all have heard. Right, it is a complete different field.
Yeah.
Now there are different types of blogging. Like there is food blogging, someone is doing fashion blogging and travel blogging, and there are so many different types. So one of them is book blogging, and in book blogging also you will find so many book bloggers doing different stuff. Like not everyone is just reviewing books. Some are
Okay.
just having their channel and it is for growth. They are just reading non-fiction book, and they have different kind of content. What I do is I mostly review, and I recommend books. So this is what I do. Now there are people who are good at clicking pictures, bookish pictures. So but I'm not good at that. So everyone is doing something different which they can do.
Yeah.
So book blogging for everyone has different meanings, I would say. For me it is like book reviewing, and book reviewing is basically when I read a book, I tell my audience about it. Like firstly what the book is about, if it's a fiction, so what the plot is about, how the writing style is it easy, is it beginners friendly, and what I liked about this book, and if there was something which I did not like about the book, I tell that as well to my audience. And basically the target audience, because we all know that any book is not for everyone. That one thing is for sure. So this is what I do.
Whoever has this, I just want to clear out one myth to our audience, if they have one. So it's the thing that you don't need to click sexy pictures in the Instagram and post it there to get 8.6k subscribers. So there are followers, like 8.6k followers in this Axis account, and if you haven't followed her, I highly recommend that you check that out from the link of this show notes. And Sakshi, I just want to know one more thing, that do you really think that reviewing books have any impact on your self as well, right? Or do you think it's just like a job that we do?
Reading definitely has some impact on me. As far as reviewing is concerned, it has made me a bit disciplined and determined, I would say. Because, when I'm reviewing and you're actually paid for it, there are certain deadlines. And, you have to finish that work within that deadline. So, it has actually made me a bit
Okay.
disciplined towards my work. I won't say it's my job, because if I feel like doing my work, or if I feel like posting my review on that particular day, I do it. But if I don't feel like doing it, I don't do it forcefully. I just don't do it. So, it's not exactly a job. You can say it's something which I just like to do, and I just do it in my own way. So that's one thing.
Okay, so do you get paid for this?
Yes, I get paid for this.
So I just want to know that do you think it's a good career option if someone wants to become a book blogger or book reviewer?
I feel that it is, but if you just do it thinking like let's just see if it works or not, it's not going to work for you. If you're not willing to completely go in, it's not going to work for you, because literally
Okay.
people who have literally started with me, I have seen them, they are doing, but it's equal to not doing it at the same time. But whereas I have actually scaled this book blogging thing to a level which like I just feel amazing. I don't know how to explain it much better, but I would say that I was willing to completely go all in it rather than, thinking, let's just see whether it works for me or not. And I guess it applies to each and everything, not just to book blogging.
Okay. So I just want to know that what do you mean by that totally given? I mean, what do you think? Like, stop everything and just start book reviewing?
No, no. I don't mean to say that you have to do that for 24 hours, just leave everything behind. But whenever you are doing it, you should be having the right kind of mindset. You should not be having some limiting beliefs like, let's just see if it works for me or not. I don't know if I'm able to do this or not. Let me see, if I'm able to do like other fellow bookstagrammers are doing. So, comparison and limiting beliefs, I guess, there should not be in a person. And so when I started book blogging in 2020 only, I guess in the starting of March. And when I started, I actually hired a coach. And this is something which no one knows online, that I actually hired a coach for this. So that time, I was actually exploring that what can I do, because since the beginning I wanted financial freedom. So I actually hired a coach, I invested in her, and because of her only I learned all the professionalism which a person should have who is running a business. So if I say now that it is a business for me, people may take it otherwise, but for me it is. But that doesn't mean that I don't like to read books. That doesn't mean that I don't love to read books. I'm reading since 9th standard. So that time I was not into book blogging. I've been reading books since 3 to 4 years now. But now if I say that it is my earning source, so I don't think that there is anything wrong in it. So yeah, that's it. Like, I actually hired a coach for this, and I learned all the
Sakshi,
things.
I have two questions here.
Yeah, please.
One thing is that you said that you have hired a coach.
I
Did you
did.
hire the coach for for the book blogging or for the mindset and etiquettes?
Exactly for for book blogging majorly, but that coach also helped me with having a growth mindset, like having a mindset of abundance. So this is what I will say.
Okay, and the second thing is that what was your first book when you have started on the 9th standard?
Life is What You Make It by Preeti Shnoy. It's a fiction book
Okay, Life is What You Make It.
by Preeti Shnoy. It's a fiction
Okay,
book.
it's a fiction. So you have started your journey from the fiction, right?
Yes.
Okay. So do you read any non-fiction?
I do read. When I started reading books, I started with fiction, but I have read quite a few non-fiction as well. I have read books by Robin Sharma and so many other non-fiction books, but then I got bored of the content because it felt repetitive to me. Every non-fiction is just about passion, dream, failure, discipline and same stuff. So I literally got bored of it, and that's why I decided that it's done. I'm not going to read non-fiction again. I just want to read fiction because that kind of gives me pleasure. And but I feel that sometimes you can read non-fiction, but if I have to say that daily, no, I cannot read non-fiction. It's too repetitive for me. I just cannot read. I really want stories in my life.
Okay. But do you think so I have one question. So you have said Robin Sharma. So which books of Robin Sharma you have read?
The very first book I guess I read of him was The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And I don't really remember what I read in that book.
I think because I really wanted to ask this question. If you would have remembered, that would have been better for me. Ki Robin Sharma, when he start his books, he always come up with some stories, and some people really don't like his stories, right? So I just wanted to know if you have remember any story from the monk who sold his Ferrari.
I guess it was done in a storytelling form only. The book was in a storytelling form
Yeah.
only. I remember that.
So it was actually a story.
Yeah, but it's not completely a fiction. Like it was a non-fiction, but yeah, in the storytelling form it was.
No, it's not. It's not.
So that's one thing. And then I actually, there was this time when I actually purchased so many books by Robin Sharma, which were
Yeah.
which were not read by me, and that time only I got interested in fiction. So I was really in a dilemma, and then I had to sell those books to someone. So that actually happened. Like literally, I did not read a single page of Robin Sharma's book after that.
So, what's your favorite fiction book then?
You know, it's a
You
very
just have
difficult
to name
question.
one. You don't have multiple option.
I would say my favorite author is Khalid Hosseini, and all his books. Like
Okay.
I have 3 of his books at the moment. He has published 4 books, and I have read 2 of them. And The Kite Runner is my favorite, I would say.
Which one?
The Kite Runner is my favorite.
Kite Runner.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an
Okay. Yeah, I
amazing
think it
book,
has some great reviews as well.
and it also has a movie adaptation now on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched the movie as well.
So, if you have given like 2 books to choose from, say there is one fiction book and another is non-fiction book. Okay. So, other than Khalid Hosseini, which book would you like to prefer here?
Do you want me to say the name?
Suppose these are the last 2 books you can read only.
Do you want me to say the name?
Yeah.
You know, it's actually very hard to decide, but I'll say The Fault in Our Stars, because this is what is actually coming in my mind. Like, there are so many great books, but instantly it doesn't, come in my mind. So I don't. Maybe The Fault in Our Stars. It's a great book.
Okay. No problem. In the The Fault in Our Stars, I have watched the movie, but I honestly speak, I didn't like the movie so much. If anybody shows hate in the comments, please. I didn't like it, but do you think the book has better? If you have watched the movie,
I
as
have
well,
not watched the
book is better. Do you
movie.
think the book is actually better than the movie?
I have not watched the.
Okay. So did you like the book?
I like the book.
Okay, you like the book, and yeah. So, what are the what? And is there any movie or TV series that you have watched after reading a book, the same adaptation?
Obviously, I said I watched the movie of The Kite Runner, and other than that, I don't think so. I've watched any. I have watched some movie adaptations, but I
So,
have
do you
not
think
read
the
their
book was
books
better or the movie?
of Kite Runner.
Yeah.
Obviously, the book was better.
So, Sakshi, what else do you do when you were not reading books? I mean, if we see your Instagram profile, people will be like, okay, Sakshi must be reading books all the time. So, I don't think you read books all the time. Do you do anything else other than
No,
that?
no one can read for 24 hours. Other than that, when I'm
Yeah.
not reading, most of my time actually goes in creating content, which I have to do on a daily basis. And making a content is like not a very easy task. It actually takes so much of time, like making videos and editing and all that stuff actually takes a lot of time. And other than that, I just watch movies, and this is how I pass my time. So there is nothing extraordinary which Sakshi does. Like, it's like very normal. If I'm not reading, I'm watching stuff, or I'm doing some work, or I'm just roaming here and there. That's it. Like, there's nothing very extraordinary about me, and also not creative. Like, I don't do something creative when I'm not doing when I'm not reading.
I just want to tell one thing to my audience. It is that if you just keep scrolling on the Sakshi's profile on Instagram, you will be excited and tired at the same time. Excited because there are a lot of great contents, and tired because there are a lot of great contents. So I really think that you're doing amazing job, Sakshi,
Thank
and
you so much.
there are very few videos actually catches my eye on the Instagram feed, honestly speaking, and yours actually captures the eye and the attention, I would say. So I really like your videos on the Instagram. So how many takes do you need to make when you just make these videos?
Actually,
That's a general question, I just want to know.
no, actually, a lot sometimes. I'll actually give you a very simple example. Let's say I'm making a book review video, and now it has actually parts. At one point, I'm talking about plot, then writing style. So, I actually take so many takes, because not
Okay.
perfect, but still, I still take so many takes. Like, I don't make it in just one go. There are days when it happens, but usually I take a lot of takes. And I've been making videos since 3 years, I guess, but still I'm not perfect.
Wow.
Yes. Before
So
this, I
everything is
used
a learning process, right? So each and every day you get better.
yeah. And one more thing which I would like to say
So
here is
I just want to know that, yeah, tell me.
um This applies to every content creator or can apply. You will actually find a lot of change in my feed, like the kind of content which I am making. Like I keep on experimenting a lot with my content, and people may judge my work, you may criticize my
Yeah.
work, but I judge my work a lot. If I don't like something about anything, be it a picture, be it a video, caption, title, whatever it is, I immediately want to change it from the next time. So I guess it is also a great practice which just, happened in me, and it actually works, like it actually helps me a lot. That I judge my work and I immediately want to change it for the better, of course.
Sakshi, reading fiction, do you think is any better than non-fiction? Because non-fiction always talk about that mindset and growth, and it keeps talking about one thing and discipline, and at this, it keeps talking about this motivational stuff all the time, right? Most of the cases, other than the memoirs. So, do you think that fiction, also has this some kind of impact on you as well?
Obviously, you just need to find the right books for that. Like, not every book is a great book, let's
Okay.
just be honest. Right? You just need to find the
Can you
right
please
books.
tell us some right books?
It depends what kind of books you like. There are thriller lovers, crime lovers. There are people who like, family dramas and all that stuff. So what I mean to say from right books is that, um, there are certain kind of emotions which are maybe suppressed in you. Let's just say, for an instance, right? And you read a book and there's a character just like you, and when you're reading about that character, you're actually relating with that character. So, you have a sense of feeling that you're not
Okay.
alone in this. And, there's always a way to come out
Yeah.
of it. So, fictions, I guess, all the great books I
Yeah.
have read so far, I was able to relate with them. There were stories in which I was not exactly relating to the problem, but, there was some kind of inspiration for life. So I personally like reading, and you can go to places without actually, going there. This is the best part about fiction. And once you
Yeah.
start reading it,
Right.
I don't think there is any going back.
Yeah, so actually, I still remember that when I was reading this book called The Immortals of Maluha by the Amish Tripathi, he took me to a different world, because that was the first time actually I was reading fiction as well. And I have never thought that fiction can do this to our mind. And it took me to a, total new world that I have even never thought while reading any non-fiction book. And I think that was really amazing. And the one thing that you talked about, like the character, we can empathize with the character a lot whenever we are reading these fiction books. I think that was really was having some impact on my mind as well. It was a good impact, I would say. So yeah, I also would say that I really like fiction reading, but more than that, I like the non-fiction much, if you compare that.
It depends person to
But
person.
yeah,
It's completely
so
alright.
do you think that it has any impact on your relationships as well, like reading books? I mean, do you think any sort of incidents that comes and you can relate to any book and take better decisions? Do you think any incident happened to you, something like that?
If you want to ask me that if I have changed as a person because of reading fiction, I won't say that I have changed that much, because I'm a person who has changed. Like whatever I
Okay.
am today is because of my experiences or the challenges which I had to face in my past, not because of the books. Books I basically read for my own pleasure.
Okay.
I just read to, like, I just love to read about different people, different countries, and different characters. That's it. But if I come across a great book, I just
Okay.
as you said, empathize with the character and just take some learnings. But I don't think so that it has changed me as a completely different person. Whatever I am today is because of my own experiences. This is what I would say, because real life experiences can teach you more than any book can. This is what I feel.
Yeah.
If you still want to know how books have helped me, I would say that books have helped me in improving my communication skills. Because when I started reading, to be honest, I'm not coming from an English speaking background, right? And I'm still not perfect in English today, though I make videos daily, but I'm not
Yeah.
perfect. So that time when I was in ninth standard and I started reading books, my English was, you can say, bad, completely bad. I could not speak a single word, fluently. That was my state that time. So, when I used to read books, obviously I used to read in my mind. I'm not a loud reader. I used to read books and I used to speak as well. Initially, I used to speak in my mind, then I started speaking in English with people, and this is how it continued. So, I would say because of books, I have improved upon my communication skills and it has made me a more confident person. This is what I would say because of books.
Yeah, as you have talked about, like you were bad in the English. I would say I was also, in a much worse situation in English, I would say, because I am also I'm from the state board of my state. So that's the reason that I could not speak that much of English. But I think we all improve day by day. I think
Obviously.
I'm also improving. I can speak a little bit of English that you see right now. I mean, that you can listen right now. Sakshi, one more thing I want to know, that if anyone wants to become a book blogger, or is there any, the first thing I want to ask is there any difference between like book blogging and the book reviewing?
As I already started with, like, book blogger, like there are different people are doing different kind of content, like creating different kind of content. Like, I actually won't name anyone here, but there are people who they are actually book bloggers. They have a huge following, but they are not reviewing any book. They are not reviewing any book, but they are still creating bookish content. Like, they are
Okay.
talking about non-fiction books, but they are not exactly reviewing that book, or it is not paid exactly. I don't know about their YouTube monetization, all that stuff, but I'm just talking about, I'm actually reviewing books of debut authors. Like, Khalid Hosseini is not going to come and pay me for his book review. He's already a best-selling author. So what I'm doing is I'm helping debut authors in reviewing books. So they pay me
Okay.
because they need reviews. Khalid Hosseini
Right.
doesn't need reviews. That's one thing.
Yeah.
So, like, as I said, that everyone has different goals with doing anything. There are people who are just doing it for fun, but there are people who are actually doing it for something, something for like income source. It is their income source. So it depends. Like, you can go and you can create free content. You can create free content, but then there are people who are actually, creating content and it is also paid. So this is what I would say.
So my question is, if anyone wants to become a book reviewer, like a new person who has no idea and who read a book for like say 6 or 7 months and wants to become a book reviewer, and he or she comes to you and asks for your help, what is the first thing you will tell him or her to do?
The very first thing I would ask that person, you have already said that person has already read 6 to 7 months. So that one thing is okay, because the very first thing I will ask that person is that how many books have you read till date? Because you just can't read one book and become a book reviewer. You can't do that. Okay, so the very first thing was this only. Second thing I would definitely ask is, why do you want to do this? What is your aim? Do you just want to do it for fun? Do you just want to do it, just for experimental purpose? Or do you actually want to, monetize it? There are different reasons of doing it. If you just want to do it for, like, time pass or just for fun, just create your Instagram account, start posting bookish content. You will have followers, not that much, but gradually followers will come. Have fun, that's it. If you just want to do it on like experimental purpose, I would really say that you really need to rethink about this. You have to be very I would say specific about what you're doing. As I said
Okay.
initially, you just can't do something by thinking, let's just see if it works or not. You have to be very serious about what you're doing. But if you feel that you want to monetize it, you want to get paid for it, you need to be professional. You really need to be professional in everything, from approaching your clients here, I mean to say authors, because you are working with them, so they are your clients. You are providing service, which is book review, so they are your clients. So you have to be professional with your approach as well, because initially no one knows you. You are not I won't say name, I was just about to say one name, but you are not XYZ brand, right? That, authors are going to come. Now authors have started coming to me because I have followers and I have already reviewed. So I don't know if, I have reviewed so many books, so I don't know from where they find my profile. Also, it is optimized, so they just go for book blogger and my profile will appear there, whatever is there. But now authors have started approaching me for reviews, but initially no one approached me. No one knows that who is this Books with Sakshi and what she's actually providing. So that time when I said that I hired a coach, that coach actually helped me with having a very professional pitch. You can understand what does it mean, pitch, or you can say a proposal text, something like that, which is professional, so that you can approach your potential clients. So you have to be professional. But there are people I've seen in my community who are doing it very unprofessionally. They are still earning and I'm also earning, but there's a difference in our earnings. So that creates the major difference. Everyone can earn, but what you are earning and what they are earning actually creates a difference. And for that you need to be really professional with your approach, with your work. Like, if I'm paying you for something, you just can't do it casually. You have to do it at least professionally.
Okay, so if that guy or girl wants to do it for the money or some income, so do you think that they should start with very professional thing, or just start with just just having fun? Because initially you don't have any followers, right? So I just want to ask you that whether you should whether you still go to the authors and approach them, or they come to you.
Now I don't go. As I said, I already have like so many
Okay.
bookings in advance and authors are approaching me. But I would like to tell you one thing here, which I have already
Okay.
discussed before when I started book blogging, that I hired a coach, right? And so after this, when I actually learned all these things, I then guided some of the bookstagrammers about the same. So they were the people who wanted to start book blogging and like book reviewing, and they are earning well today. They are my friends as well, and they are reviewers as well. So they are earning well. So what I told them was, and I'll tell you as well, whoever is listening, have an account, and have some content. Content is king. At least plan
Yeah.
9 to 12 bookish posts, and not just photos. It should have a meaningful and a valuable caption. You can post reviews and it should be detailed, not just like it was an amazing book and it's done. At least have 9 to 12 books. See, if you're a reader, then you have read like so many books. Post reviews of those books initially, right? And then you can approach authors. But I would say at least you should be having 500 followers minimum, because authors, why they would pay you? They want traffic, they want reach. At least you should be having some minimum 500 followers,
Yeah.
so that they actually work with you. In my case, I already had an advantage of having 6,000 followers, so I didn't face that much of issues. But yeah, in terms of content, I really had to create some content before I actually started reviewing. So that's one thing. Have content and then start approaching, rather than just
How
creating
did
a
you actually
content.
reach to that 6K followers?
So I made this account, which is now Books with Sakshi, when I was in 10th standard, or I guess in 9th standard, I don't even remember. So that time it was with some different username, and that time I used to write. So
Oh
as
my
I
God.
said that I started reading books that time. So I had this craze of
Okay.
writing as well, because I was feeling so many emotions and I was a teenager back then, right? So every stuff which goes that time. So I used to write. So I just for fun only, I just created this page, and I just used to post quotes and liners and all that stuff, which probably I cannot read today. I can't really believe that people really like that. And so this is how I gained my initial audience. And after that, so many people told me that, Sakshi, you should make videos. I don't know why they said that. So I started making videos as well. And now that time my videos were like completely, I would say, bakwas. Okay, it was complete bakwas. And but I improved obviously. So because of all this stuff, I gained my initial audience, and I also counseled people. I'm actually doing B honors in psychology in my college, which I don't attend, but I also had this craze of counseling because I used to feel that I can understand people. I can understand people, and I can help them. So I also counseled people. So because of all these, I said I explored a lot. So I used to write, I used to make videos, I counsel people, and blah blah blah. So because of all these things, I actually got my initial audience. And then in 2020 March, I started book vlogging. So I actually explored a lot, I would say.
Okay, now you guys know better who Sakshi is. So I just want to know, Sakshi, that whenever you are you are writing your reviews. So do you like write the reviews when the book is totally completed, or during the reading, do you take review, take notes or anything like that? What's the procedure actually?
I never learned, how to take notes, even during my school time. So I just don't know how to actually take notes because I know I'm never going to, go through that notes. This is something which I know. So I don't take notes, but let's say I'm reading a book and I have this, um, capability, you can say, that even if I'm reading six books at the same time, I'll remember each and everything about those books. Let's say if I'm not liking anything about any book, I'll remember.
Wow.
So when I'm actually reviewing, I remember each and everything that this book actually gave me a hard time, or this book was actually a very light and relaxing read. So I actually remember. So I don't review books in the halfway only. I finish it and then I review.
Wow, that's great. I like in my case, I don't sometime remember that what I read 5 minutes earlier.
It happens during
Maybe it happens with the
non-fiction.
it really happens a lot with the non-fiction. Yeah. So Sakshi, do you think that what's your plan actually? Like you're still in the psychology. So what's your plan after that when you pass out from the college?
As far as my studies are concerned, I have no plans for that. But for book blogging, definitely I'm working on it each and every day to scale this book blogging, and I'll continue doing that. So as far as my studies are concerned, I don't think I'll do anything after that because I'm not simply interested. I'm just doing this for the sake of degree, you can say. That's it, because I don't even attend my online classes. I have no knowledge about this subject, so that's the thing.
So is your family is going to be comfortable with that if you take
Yes,
any
they are.
such decisions like yeah.
They are already knowing about this, so that's not an issue actually.
Okay. So they already know that you are book blogging, and you are also earning through that as well, right?
Obviously, like, it's not 10 or 20 rupees, like it's actually a very big amount which I've made in this journey throughout. So obviously,
Yeah, whoever wants to know the exact amount, I'm not going to ask, guys. You can ask Sakshi directly, please. So do not ask me. Ask her in the comments if you're seeing it. So yeah, Sakshi, I want to know that. So whenever something like that happens. So see, suppose your family could not agree with that. It doesn't really matter whether you're earning thousands or lakhs. Even if your family would have said that, oh, you can't do that, what you would have done?
are you talking about initially when I started, or I wanted to start?
No, after your study is complete, they want you to go for any specific day job, right? So
I don't think I've
what
actually
would you do?
I've actually made my priorities clear to them already in advance. So I don't think any situation is
No, I'm
going
just
to.
saying that if they actually don't agree with that,
I don't know at the
I'm just
end.
giving you an hypothetical situation here.
I got it.
Because see, this kind of things happens with people, right? I mean, especially when people, our older generation has no idea about this kind of things. Like, they don't even have any idea of the blogging. Leave alone the book blogging, right? So I think a lot of people don't even understand that what is this thing is. So that's why I just wanted to know that is there any way to tackle this kind of situation, or do you have any idea?
Even though it's a hypothetical situation, I would say if your family knows about what you are doing, or let's say they just know you're doing something, let them know complete process about your work. Let them know what exactly you do. So that first of all they gain trust in that work, right? Because you already know that there is, so much of fraudery happening, and so much is going on,
Yeah.
which is like terrible. So just make them have faith in what you are doing. Show them the results. Now results for everyone can be different. For me it's money, like I'm earning money from this. So results for everyone can be different. Show them the results. Show them that it really has some scope and you're really determined to do it, because at the end of the day, if you're happy with your work, if you're really determined, you're going to get results, and this is what matters. And I guess if you're already doing well and you have complete faith in it, it will show. And I guess like your family will agree to it. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but if you're showing results, then it's like fine, because you're not just wasting your time. You're actually generating
Yeah,
some
you
results.
just need a metric to show them that okay, something is actually working and you can measure it with something, right?
Even if
So
you have
and
a
also
YouTube channel,
I think yeah,
even if you have a YouTube channel, so initially there's no earning from this, right? Let's say entertainers, so
right.
they have no collaboration, no monetization, nothing. Initially they have no earning. So but if their channel is growing, now they have 1000 subscribers, and whatever views they need to monetize, they have it now, and they actually receive their payment or whatever it is. I'm not aware about YouTube that much. So they can actually show that, see, because of my videos I made this amount, and I'm actually determined, so I'll definitely scale this. But if you're just sitting there and one day you just say that I don't want to do anything, so in that way no one is going to be convinced. If you don't do anything and then you say I don't want to do this as well, you need to do something. Either you study, you get a job, or you start something on your own, do something which actually pays you well. Because at the end of the day, no matter what people say, money matters. Money matters the most. Like, money
Right.
is not everything, but it matters.
Yeah, so with that, we are almost at the end of the podcast, but we want to end it with some rapid fire questions here.
Oh.
I hope you're okay with that.
I am okay.
Yeah, so don't worry that those won't be any tough questions. So yeah. So my first question is the three books that you want to recommend to our audience that they must read.
Tuesdays with Maury. It's a non-fiction, but it is an amazing book.
Okay.
The Kite Runner. It's a fiction and an amazing book. And the last book which I would recommend would be Life's Amazing Secrets by Gaur Gopal Das. It's again a non-fiction but an amazing book which can really help people a
Yeah.
lot, I feel. Yeah.
I haven't read that yet. Okay, sure. I'll surely try that because I was, because I watch his videos a lot and I just wanted to read the book as well. That's why I actually purchased it, but I could not read that. But yeah, thank you so much for reminding me. Yeah. So the second question is any TV series or that you want to recommend to our audience? Any three, or maybe you can recommend only one as
I've
well. if you
only
want.
watched web series, not TV series, which I'll actually recommend.
Web series, go for it. Yeah, I'm talking about that web series actually, not the TV series
Like
that we watch
Bookish?
night. Like I'm not talking about that Star Plus one.
Okay. Do you want it to be like books related or like random web?
No. Anything that you really like, anything that you really like, you can recommend three as well. You don't need to stick to one.
Actually, I have not watched many, but recently I got Netflix subscription. So the very first I watched was The Money Heist. It was an amazing series. Like it.
Okay.
Season 5 is also coming, so I'm eagerly waiting for it. But for anyone who loves, crime and thriller and something like that, they should definitely watch it on Netflix. It's an amazing series.
Yeah, I have heard about it a lot and it's on my watch list as well. Yeah, I think some people are so much crazy about this Money Heist. I really need to watch this, I feel. Okay, so
Even I am
the
so
second thing
crazy.
is, third question is here, this YouTube or Instagram?
Instagram, obviously. Because majority of my work is done on Instagram only. That's why Instagram.
Oh, okay, fiction or non-fiction?
Fiction.
Okay, so if I tell you ki okay, you need to choose two options there. Okay, one is book, another is time. What are you going to choose?
Like, I'm not that crazy book
Okay, that's
lover,
great. That's
like, no, I have a life out of books.
so yeah, Sakshi. With that, we almost at the end of the podcast. So I just have one last question to you. Do you want to, it's not a question. Do you want to say anything to our audience of the Impulse Books podcast?
Okay, so one thing which I would only like to say, and it can apply to anyone, whoever is listening to this, if you're doing something which is not like, corporate job or 9 to 5, apart from that, if you're doing something and you're failing at it, or if you have not figured out your niche, for me it is book blogging. For you, it can be anything. If you have not figured out a niche, keep exploring. I have also tried in different niches and I have miserably failed at it. So, keep trying until you actually find that niche. Once you find it, stick to it, be determined, and be disciplined in it. Because, you are starting from scratch. You're not going to get results in just one day. You have to be patient.
Right.
And just see how you can monetize it, and there is nothing wrong if you're monetizing it. So many people are actually, going to label you as someone, who is a fraudster if you're earning money or something like that. For them, money may not be important, but for you, if it is important, you should also have a money mind. And for that, you should definitely monetize your skill, whatever it is. The fraudster thing which I mentioned, it actually happened to me once, and I don't know why that person actually said that. I don't know. But somewhere people have this kind of thing. If they know that you're actually earning well, they feel not fraudster, but that she's earning so much, and she's doing it just for money. People have this kind of mentality, but at the end of the day, they don't understand money is important. You are not going to come and pay my bills. Money is important. So that's, I don't pay attention to these people, but yeah, it has happened with me.
So with that, we are end of the podcast. So thank you so much, Sakshi, for coming to the Impulse Books podcast. And people who wants to reach out to you, what is the best way to reach out to you?
Instagram.
Okay, at Books with Sakshi. I will put all the links of her on the description of this video if you're watching the video. Otherwise, you can check the show notes of this podcast. And thank you so much, Sakshi. Again, thank you so much for coming to the Impulse Books podcast.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I actually enjoyed a lot. Thank you so much.